He asked for a divorce 7 days after I gave birth. 7. I was still bleeding, still wearing those hospital-grade pads that feel like diapers, still waking up every 2 hours to feed a tiny human who didn't know the difference between day and night. And my husband stood in the doorway of our bedroom, arms crossed, and said, "I don't think this is working." If you're wondering what this was, it wasn't the marriage. It was the fact that I said no. Hi, I'm Mara. I'm 27. I have a newborn son who smells like milk and sleep deprivation, and the only thing keeping me upright right now is rage. My husband Caleb and I have been married for 3 years, together for 5. Before the baby, people thought we were solid. Caleb was charming, funny, the kind of guy who'd slap your shoulder and say, "I got this," even when he very clearly did not have it. I used to think that confidence meant capability. It doesn't. When I got pregnant, Caleb cried. Happy tears. Promised he'd be the most hands-on dad ever. He told everyone he couldn't wait for late-night feedings and diaper duty. Spoiler, he cannot wait for those things because he does not do them. My pregnancy wasn't easy. Nausea that lasted 5 months. Swollen ankles. Back pain that made me cry in grocery store aisles. Caleb was supportive in public. In private, he'd sigh when I asked him to grab something from the other room. He'd joke about how I was milking it. He'd complain that we hadn't been intimate as much. "I have a human growing inside me," I'd say. "Yeah, but we're still us," he'd respond. That phrase, "we're still us," as if I wasn't the one carrying the weight of becoming us plus one. Labor was 19 hours. 19. He fainted once. Ate a sandwich while I was pushing. Told me afterward that watching it was traumatizing. I tore. Needed stitches. Could barely sit without wincing. The nurses were angels. Caleb posted photos. The first week home was a blur of crying. Mostly the baby. Sometimes me. "Caleb?" He slept. "I have work," he said the second night when the baby wouldn't stop screaming at 3 a.m. "So do I whispered, rocking our son. "It's called recovery." He rolled over. I told myself he was adjusting. Everyone says men take longer to bond. Everyone says the first weeks are hard. Everyone says don't make permanent decisions in temporary exhaustion. So I didn't. I just kept going. By day 5, I hadn't showered properly. The sink was full of bottles. Laundry piled up like it was judging me. Caleb stepped over it. "Are you going to get to that?" he asked. I stared at him. "With what hands?" I said. "The ones holding your child?" He laughed like I'd made a joke. That night he tried to initiate. I was sitting on the edge of the bed, gingerly adjusting the ice pack in my underwear. "Babe," he said softly, sliding closer. I flinched without meaning to. "Caleb, I literally just had stitches." "It's been almost a week." I blinked. "Exactly." He sighed. "You're acting like I'm asking for something crazy." I stared at him. "I pushed a human out of my body 6 days ago." "And I've been patient," he said. Patient. Like I owed him a reward. "I'm not cleared," I said. "My doctor said 6 weeks." "That's just a recommendation." I felt something cold slide down my spine. "It's medical advice," I said. He rolled his eyes. "Other women bounce back faster." There it is. The comparison. Like postpartum recovery is a competition. "I'm not other women," I said quietly. He got up and left the room. I heard him slam the bathroom door. The next morning he barely spoke to me. I was on 2 hours of sleep, leaking milk through my shirt, trying to soothe a crying newborn, while Googling normal postpartum bleeding at 4 a.m. He came into the kitchen, grabbed coffee, and said, "We need to talk." My stomach dropped. "About money, the baby, sleep schedules?" "I don't feel connected to you anymore," he said. I almost laughed. "Connected?" I repeated. "I haven't slept. It's more than that." "What is it then?" "You've changed." "Of course I have. I just had a baby." "You're distant." "I'm healing." "You don't prioritize us." I stared at him. "I prioritize survival right now." He crossed his arms. "I have needs too." There it is. Needs. As if my body was an appliance he purchased. "I can't right now," I said. "Physically, emotionally, I need help. I need you to help with the baby." He bristled. "I work all day." "So do I said again, rocking our son. "This is work." "It's different." "How?" "You're home." "Home. Like that makes it easier. Like postpartum depression only clocks in during office hours." Day 7. 7 days after birth. He stood in the doorway again. "I've been thinking," he said. "That's never good. I don't want to feel rejected in my own marriage." Rejected? Like I'd turned down a dinner invite? "I'm not rejecting you," I said. "I'm recovering." "It feels like rejection." I stared at him. "Are you listening to yourself?" "I can't live like roommates." "It's been a week." He ran a hand through his hair. "I think we rushed into this baby." I felt my vision blur. "You were the one who pushed for it." "I didn't know it would change you this much." "Change me." I looked down at our son, asleep against my chest. "You mean bleed?" I asked softly. "You didn't know I'd bleed?" He looked annoyed. "You're twisting my words." "No," I said. "I'm finally hearing them clearly." He took a breath. "I think maybe we should separate." I genuinely thought I misheard him. "Separate?" "Just for a bit. I need space." "You need space," I repeated, holding the child I grew for 9 months. "I don't want resentment to build." "Resentment?" Because I said no. Here's the part that makes me shake. He packed a bag that night, left me alone with a week-old baby and a sink full of dishes. Texted me from his brother's house. I hope this gives us perspective. Perspective. On what, my stitches? The next days were brutal. Not just physically. Emotionally, I questioned everything. Was I too harsh? Should I have just tried? Maybe not full intimacy, but something. That thought makes me sick now. But postpartum hormones are wild. You blame yourself for everything. The baby cries? Your fault. The house is messy? Your fault. Your husband leaves because you won't sleep with him? Somehow, still your fault. My mom came over on day 9. She took one look at me and said, "What happened?" I broke. Told her everything. She didn't hesitate. "He's a coward," she said. I'd never heard her speak like that. "He abandoned you in recovery." When she said it like that, something clicked. Abandoned? Not needed space. Abandoned? 3 weeks later, he asked to meet. He looked rested. Tanned. Like he'd been on vacation. "I've had time to think," he said. "I've had time to heal," I replied. He shifted. "I miss you." "You miss access," I said. His jaw tightened. "That's unfair." "Is it?" He hesitated. "I just didn't expect marriage to feel like this." "Like what?" "Lonely." I almost laughed. Try being alone at 3 a.m. with a screaming newborn in stitches, pulling every time you stand. Silence. "I didn't sign up to be celibate," he said quietly. There it is. The truth. Not about partnership, not about parenting. About sex. "I didn't sign up to parent alone," I replied. He looked at me like I'd betrayed him. "I thought you'd bounce back." "I'm not a rubber band." He officially filed 2 months later. Cited irreconcilable differences. People whispered. Some assumed I must have cheated. Others assumed postpartum made me crazy. No one wants to believe a man would leave because his wife needed to heal. But here's what I've learned. Some men love the idea of fatherhood. They do not love the labor of it. Some men love the idea of a wife. They do not love the parts of her that are inconvenient. He wanted a partner when it was fun. He wanted access when it was easy. He did not want recovery. He did not want mess. He did not want reality. My son is 6 months old now. I sleep in 2-hour stretches. I'm tired, but I'm not confused anymore. The night Caleb said he wanted a divorce, I felt like I'd failed. Now I realize something. The moment he made my healing about his inconvenience, he failed. And if a man can't handle 7 weeks without sex, after you grow and deliver his child, he was never strong enough to be your husband in the first place.